Lab 2.3. In this lab, we will continue the development of our CNN application, and we will focus on connecting our mobile app to the MobileFirst Platform server. So we already succeeded in deploying our app to mobile device. Creating the APK file and moving it to the mobile device. But what is now important, after we deployed our version of mobile app to the server, we need also make sure that our app is actually connecting to a server. And we will do that by opening our text editor and navigating to the main.js file. And right here we will use the client-side API of our MobileFirst platform that's starting with VL, and we will use actually the client connect. And this will actually allow us to connect to MobileFirst platform, and we will also specify two callbacks. On success, if we will be able to connect, then we will just do some logging, saying that, for example, our app is connected, so connected to mfp server. And in case we are not connected, then of course we can use the second callback on failure. And this can be also just regularly done with some login, like failed to connect to server. So just like this, this will be the only thing that we will specify here, in client connect. Yes, let's put this. Basically, this will mean when our app will be starting and when the libraries, the worklights API will be initialized within the common init, it will try to connect to a server with real client connect. And in case of successful connection, we will see the message in the log that is connected. In case of failure, we will see the message that it's failed to connect. And if everything will be successful, we will be able to see that connection in our console. So in order to deliver this change to our mobile app, of course, we will need to rebuild our app once again. So we will do the following. We will again do the build and deploy, but now it will be from the CNN RSS main folder, not inside the Android environment. So let's do build and deploy for both Android, and of course common resources will be also built. Yeah, so now we will go back to Android's native, and with and debug prepare the new APK file. And we can also install it on server. The best option is to either delete the old one, or by default it will try to override. But if the app is already open, it can cause an issue. In our case, it's not opened, so it should be okay with install D to try to install this debug version on the device. Okay, there it's actually taking a lot of time because, as I was saying, it's not a great idea to run one emulator inside the virtual machine, but this is the way how we work now in order to make it simpler. So we will wait a bit. And after a successful app moving story, we can actually launch it from CNN RSS, and our app is still working. So let's check if it's connected to a server. So the easiest option is to go to our operational console and try to refresh it, because the session most probably will be expired. And you should see under devices, you should see number 1, and this means that one device is actually connected. And you can see that there is an Android SDK, which means the emulator with this device ID, and it's connected, and installed application is CNN RSS, which is quite cool. And actually you can do even more if you will go to analytics. Just by clicking this button, we can go to analytics operational console, and you need to specify again the same username and password, admin, and we will get into. And as you can see, there is also the information about our app. So there is one device session down there, and this was our device, and you can actually check it by clicking on devices tab and then device search. We can search for our specific device, this one, and actually we can preview the number of sessions, the other information related to our device, because this is the first connection. There is not a lot of things to display yet, but there will be stuff. And we can actually download all the logs, which means all the client-side device logs, starting from a generic thing like initialization of the device. So you see, for example, now application is online, and then basically everything that was happening from a device side here, together with the information that is useful for debug. But actually we won't see our custom login that we done, because we were using the console log, which is related to the browsers and Cordova, rather than the Worklight API, which we can use for doing the custom login in the general console. But we can preview actually this console log, for example, by opening the ADB logcat for our device. So this is the logs that actually are gathering from a device, and basically they are collecting all the information from a device. So for example, you also can see that there is some things like whale client connect success, and you see the responses from a server side, so authentication. And actually this is our line that we wrote connected to MFP server, as you remember. But of course it's not the best way to preview those logs in such way with a logcat in a console, and there is another way actually to do that. And that way is something that Google offers. So if you will go to Chrome or Chromium, the latest versions allow you to do the thing called inspect devices. It's located in more tools. So if you will go there, actually what it's doing is discovering any devices that are connected through ADB, and it allows you to inspect those devices inside the Chrome package. So just like this, for example, if I will click inspect, I will be able to see the information from my device. So this is the as you can see, for example, I'm navigating through the body. For example, this is my side menu elements. This is the bar and everything. So I can actually work with this as with a common web browser. So it will be working the same way. For example, if I will change the class here to change the stylings, instead of bar stable, let me do the bar positive, for example. it will change the styling to blue, and it's actually happening in real time, which is really cool for development purposes. So please remember that this is a real device. I mean, yeah, it's emulator, but we are running real app in emulator. And you also see the console and all the messages there. I mean, the web messages that we done with console log, and all the JavaScript issues or everything that we were facing there. So they will be also here. So this is our LAN connected to MFP server, just as we expected, and which is really, really cool. So don't hesitate to use this sync inside the Chromium or Chrome, the latest packages, and this is one of the reasons why we actually doing it with Chrome rather than going with Firefox or other browsers. So what we will do next, actually we will try to update our app. So we will make a small change that we just almost did. We will go to our application structure, I mean templates, and we will navigate to file called menu HTML. The structure and everything we will discuss in next lab, but in this lab the only thing I would like to test and for you to acknowledge that basically when you need to change something, and as you remember we just changed the bar stable to bar positive, which is actually the coloring, the way of how you working with the colors in Ionic framework. It's all about the classes, and there are several default colors that can be changed with SCSS, but this is another topic for discussion. So you can check them through docs CSS, and then you will have those colors down here. So for example, positive represents the blue one, and we will try assertive for the red one. And the thing that we would like to do now is to change our bar stable, which represents this light gray, to assertive, because the CNN colors are red, and we will use the red bar color. And just after this small change, we will save our HTML file, and we would like to update the app. So if you will do it in a regular way, just as we did it previously, by building, deploying, creating the APK, installing it once again, it will take you a lot of time. So to be honest, at least a few minutes, and there is a much better way that comes together with the hybrid development approach and mobile first platform. And this way actually is to open the terminal and doing a build and deploy with mfp build deploy command. So it will take you up to 10 seconds usually. So this will build your app with all the changes you've done in those files, and then actually you don't need to do anything else. So the way how it works, this app will be installed on Worklight server, and because your application, I mean from a device, when you just launching it, its initialization, the web client connect, which connects to Worklight server, it will check if there is any updates for this application version, and it will notice that there is update available, and by clicking update button you will be able to install the new update, and you will be able to see your changes right here. So this will allow us to significantly cut time during our mobile development, I mean hybrid approach mobile development. So within this small change that we just did through the technology called direct update, which updates our web parts or web components of our app, our lab is finished. So thank you.